A pleasant morning to all of you, especially to all our dear Grade 4 Science teachers. I am LEAH POLICARPIO, and I'm here to discuss about the strategies in teaching science lessons for the fourth quarter. We all learn differently based on our learning style, multiple intelligences, and past knowledge and experiences. We learn best when we experience a teaching approach that matches our unique learning profile. For this reason, educators need to use a variety of teaching strategies to assure that they are meeting the needs of their learners. Science is fun to teach, but the biggest challenge for us teachers is to make each teaching learning activity interesting for our youth that they will look forward to learning about science lessons every day. If these teaching learning activities are effective, students can reach the goals of life by acquisition of knowledge, skills, and values in science. As science teachers, we have already attended a lot of seminars and trainings. We have read and watched a lot. But the big question here remains the same. How can we really teach science effectively? Based on research, teaching will be more effective if teachers will do the following. 1. Present science as a way of finding out rather than as a body of facts to be memorized. Allowing learners to discover and to organize the information, equip them with problem solving and decision making skills. It also results in knowledge that is more easily remembered and recalled than rote learning. 2. Emphasize learning by doing. A number of researches show that learners learn better when they are personally involved in physical or hands-on activities. 3. Adapt science experiences to the learner's developmental needs. Learners differ on how they operate mentally. Therefore, you must arrange experiences that fit what they can do. 4. Use a variety of approaches in teaching science. Students have different learning styles. To be more effective, you must be aware of their learning styles and you must consider them in choosing which teaching methods to use. But what are the things to consider in choosing the effective strategies in teaching science? It is very important that teachers consider their learners' learning style in choosing and developing teaching strategies that they will use in teaching science lessons. Before we proceed to the strategies per se, let us first discuss about understanding how learners learn. Teaching strategies will be effective if we will always bear the following in mind. 1. Learners learn and develop as a whole person. The learner's cognitive, affective, physical, social, and emotional areas are intricately intertwined. Learners cannot grow in one area without affecting the other areas. 2. Learners grow through the same predictable stages but at different rates. This means that children of the same age group may not exhibit uniform characteristics. Some may be more intellectually or socially advanced than the others in the same age group. 3. Learners learn best through active involvement with concrete experiences. Research studies show that the use of hands-on activities can result in significant improvements in academic performance and attitude of students toward science. 4. Learners are curious and eager to learn. When the teacher fits the learning environment to learners' interests, needs, and their level of maturity, they become highly motivated. And finally, learners have different learning styles. Learning styles are preferred ways that different individuals have for processing and responding to environmental stimulus. Learning styles are also referred to as cognitive styles. After days of research and reading, allow me to present to you now the strategies and activities that you can use in teaching science lessons for the fourth quarter. The competencies are: compare and contrast the characteristics of different types of soil, explain the use of water from different sources in the context of daily activities, Use weather instruments and describe the different weather components in a weather chart. And describe the changes in the position and length of shadows in the surroundings as the position of the sun changes. Here are the strategies in teaching characteristics of different types of soil. The first one is cut and paste activity. As you can see in the picture, this is fun and engaging way to practice determining different types of soil: sand, loam, and clay. Students will read a characteristic and determine which type of soil it is, then glue the box in the correct column. You will be needing the following: worksheets, printables, and their interactive notebooks. The second one is the Soil Exploration Book. This is a great tool for them to record their observations on soil samples. It includes exploring with sand, loam, and clay soil. The materials are the exploration book and the soil samples. The third and final strategy for our first competency is the use of task cards. These soil task cards are a fun, low-prep tool for reviewing soil formation, types of soil, and layers of soil. Using these task cards, you will save time planning your review activity, and students will have fun reviewing what they have learned. The materials are task cards, pictures, and printed questions. Let us now move on to the strategies in teaching the use of water from different sources in the context of daily activities. Children should know where their water comes from. It should be given emphasis that depending on where we live, we may get our water from the ground, from surface water, or maybe even from rainwater collection. The first strategy is creating a model representing bodies of water. This activity creates a model representing bodies of water found on Earth. As they draw a pond, lake, river, and ocean, the students build vocabulary. Just imagine their level of engagement as they use a magnet to move their ship in the ocean and up to a river passing a lake and a pond. It's fun to those kids who love art, and it's educational and meets the curriculum goals at the same time. The next one is making an anchor chart. This strategy helps students to sort facts about each source of water. They will also improve their vocabulary as they write information about the water source. Anchor chart can help students make connections between new content and previously learned content. It is so named because it serves to anchor the students' brains with each key lesson you teach. The materials are cardboard, colored paper, and marker. Our third and final strategy in teaching the use of water from different sources in the context of daily activities is the virtual field trip. Virtual field trip lets students go anywhere at any time. Research say that this strategy can provide the same learning benefits that an actual trip does. This will help the students get familiarized with each water source and absorb details as if they are on the actual field trip. You will be needing ICT and videos or clips of the bodies of water. And we're now in our third competency, weather instruments and the different weather components. The first strategy is making a concept map. A concept map is a special form of a web diagram for exploring knowledge and gathering and sharing information. It is employed to develop connections among concepts in the unit. A concept map consists of nodes or cells or links. The nodes contain the concepts and are usually enclosed in a box or circle. The links are represented by arrows. The labels in the links explain the relationship between the nodes. The materials are cartolina, colored paper, and marker. And here's the sample of our concept map about weather. The second strategy for our third competency is journal writing. It allows the students to reflect or process their thoughts about science concepts. Journals may be in the form of workbooks, diaries, logs, or progress profiles. Journals make the students look back over their recent learning. And the third and final strategy for our third competency is the use of puzzles. By matching the weather word with a picture of the instrument and the definition of what it does, students can gain confidence in an important and sometimes challenging skill. Your students will love to practice and learn about weather instruments and vocabulary words with this activity. The materials are puzzles of weather instrument and element puzzles. We're now down to our final set of strategies for our fourth and last competency, the changes in the position and length of shadows. The first strategy is the use of shadows task cards. Teach your students all about shadows using these task cards. The task cards challenge your students with questions about shadow length and direction, Earth's rotation, sunrise and sunset, time zones, and more. This can also be used as test review. The second one is investigating shadows. In this activity, students are introduced to basic physical world concepts about light through the use of play and exploration. It identifies key science concepts and ways in which students can explore, experiment, and build their understanding of light and shadows. They can use cell phone, flashlight, spoon, or other materials. And finally, our third and last strategy is what we call the human sundial. This is an outdoor science experiment. These are hands-on activities for children to help them learn how shadows are created and also measure the Earth's rotation. They will be needing an open space, chalk, and tape measure. Let me end my presentation with this quote. Start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible. And suddenly, you are doing the impossible. I know how tough teaching has been in these trying times, but we are still here. We are still doing what's possible. I hope you learned something from me today, and you'll be able to apply the knowledge for the benefit of our pupils. Once again, this is LEAH Dizon Policarpio from Sabatan Elementary School, Orion District. Thank you.